Yeah. How are
Good
we
morning.
today?
Wonderful. It is
Fabulous.
Tuesday and it feels fun.
Right? Are we ready to dig into some money conversation? Okay.
Sure.
Absolutely.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
What
So,
what's
who
for
are we?
fun?
We are WTF, Wicked Fierce Talk. Three women, three stages of life, motherhood, business, a roller coaster of laugh, lessons, and loud opinions. And we are sure by the end of it, it will be a true crime podcast. Just
Surprised it hasn't
every
been yet.
angle, but we're pretty sure of that. So today's conversation is going to be money stories, survival mode. So the question that we're going to throw out today, and I always love the beauties to start, and I will follow up. So you know what they say, beauty before age.
Oh Lord,
So
have mercy.
we'll start with the youngest beauty first. What was your first big money moment? Like where you were like, oh my God, and how did it change you? In business, of
Hmm.
course.
Mine was when I rebranded last year and upped my prices on my packages. And when the first person that purchased the package didn't even, 'cause I was terrified. Like, nobody's gonna like my prices. They're gonna think it's way too high, this and that. And lo and behold, didn't even blink an eye, sent the invoice, paid it, signed contract, and we were rolling. So
Woohoo!
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I think I called my husband. I was like, you're not gonna believe this. Like, I did it. I did it. Like, it's happening. I did
I
it.
remember having a conversation with you too. I'm like, girl, put those prices out, put your packages out, and just roll forward. And I remember you
Yeah,
saying, I'm working with a coach. I'm like, well, make sure she tells you packages. And it must have been you, Keira, that was the coach.
probably.
Actually, yeah, it
Yeah.
was. That's funny. That was
Well,
on our first
What
one. Yeah.
a small
Yeah.
that was my first thing I did with Kira and Mara
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
Sit
was
do
down and
I
go,
not put prices
rebranded.
per hour. Do not
yeah.
do that. Make sure you have packages.
I'm telling you, and I am all about raising those prices because people who value you are going to pay to your value.
Don't
So,
want
Mhm.
the other ones that are going to promise you. You don't want the people that are hourly because that ends up in a nightmare. I
it
mean, if you've
does.
got, I
Who
will
wants
say,
to keep up with the hours?
right, if you've got a roundabout, okay, I know I want you for at least this many hours, so that comes out to about this much of money.
Yeah.
That can be
Yeah,
worked.
like up to,
Can be
okay,
worked.
up to
Exactly.
30 hours, up
Yeah.
to 20
A
hours, that kind
hundred
of thing. Yeah.
percent. But
Yeah.
the hourly chasing, oh, it's a nightmare because then you're going to get those people who want you to prove that you've done all these hours.
Well, that and we're all about the quality, right? Like we rather have quality service than pay
Mhm.
somebody for their time. I will never, I, I will never forget. I had this assistant who it was time based, and she would make up like these little bitty things to get the hours in, but I never saw
That's
Yeah.
what
quality
happened.
in the work.
And that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
we pay
such
for
a
the quality.
lose-lose. It's such a lose-lose.
Yeah,
So
it is. Yeah.
yay. I'm
Yeah.
excited. So it
Yeah.
worked. Da, 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 da,
Yep.
da.
It worked, and I'm fixing to do it again.
All right.
So,
Love it.
Nikki.
but we're
How
gonna
about
go on a
you?
one-lane street this time. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And as you learn, you grow, pivot,
You
change.
do.
Add. How about
Yeah,
you,
and
Kira?
Ooh, so my big money moment. Well, I think I have two actually, and one led into the other. So I had a moment where I too was like, I'm gonna raise my prices, and you know what? I'm gonna say something crazy. I'm just gonna get on this call and say something absolutely nuts. And
Way to do it
something
sometimes.
I had charged $1,500 for, I said was $3,000 a month, and he said, "Let's do it."
Go girl.
It led to my
Amazing.
first six figures in business, my first
Woohoo!
year in business.
Amazing.
And I
Amazing.
was floored. I was like, because I had never made six figures in my life.
yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so
100%
when
get it.
I hit that, I was like, oh my gosh, I just made, and it came at the perfect time because my husband was going out of work, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Sometimes I think God or whatever if you consider it, universe plays a role
Yeah,
in this too.
it absolutely
Your
100%. And
positivity, your
so,
mindset, your faith.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It does. And like, I'm a firm believer in gratitude and journaling and putting out what we really, really want.
100%.
And
What you put out, you're gonna get
oh,
back, girl.
1000%. And I'll tell you from the start of my business, every night I sat down and I started because I started my business with one client making 1600. I sat down and I wrote in my journal every night, I make 3000 a month. I make 3000 a month. I make 3000 a month. Well, I hit it. I make 5000 a month. I make 5000. I mean,
I
and
get
every
it.
time I started hitting it, it wasn't until I stopped believing and I almost like hit my ceiling where it was like, oh, what am I doing? I started getting imposter syndrome that all of a sudden stuff started to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That imposter syndrome is awful.
It
And
is.
I've been to so many people. And shoot, I've had it before too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
think we
all
all,
the coaches who have been, I work with so many
yeah.
coaches that have been doing their craft forever and they still can have imposter syndrome.
100%. Absolutely. And it will flatten you. And so that's what it did. And so
Absolutely.
now I'm back to journaling, ladies. I'm like, I make this much. I make this much.
Mindset too. Mindset. Use
Yeah.
that mindset. Start up, get your mind. I remember where Nikki is, Keira, and waking up going, I don't know how I can get through another day. I don't know
Yeah.
how many hours I have in the day. I don't know how much I
Yeah.
can give of myself. As soon as I switched it and started getting up and making that extra time for myself, mind you, it wasn't until later until I could actually figure some of it out. It took a while, but that
Hmm.
makes a difference. Okay, my mind is ready. I'm in a positive, grateful attitude. It'll carry me through the day. And if it doesn't, man, I've had those days where if I don't do that, I
Yeah.
actually feel it.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
feel the day just kind of spiraling out. And I'm like, what went different? Okay.
That's it. That
It
was
took
you
the
got out of
time.
that routine. And I like that you brought up time too, because I do think time is an illusion. Like we put those restraints on us, like I don't have enough time in the day. And when I
Hmm.
stopped saying this and stopped complaining about my schedule, things have gotten so much better. I have more time in my day. I'm fitting a lot more in. I am more productive. So I like that you mentioned the
And I'm
time.
afraid to I'm very careful when I mention the word busy
Yeah.
because I want to say, without looking like I have three heads, but I'm really passionately busy.
Yes.
I am busy, but it's by choice and it's my passion and it feeds me and keeps me going. If it wasn't my passion, I don't think I'd be able to keep going. If I had
Yeah.
no passion for what I was doing, which is really changing lives, one
Yeah.
person at a time, I don't think I would be able to
Yeah.
kind of keep going. So
Because
it's also
otherwise you're
I
that,
complaining, right?
that
Yeah.
love,
I love
I
that.
think that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
You have to have that passion and
that
will
desire,
drive.
Yeah. And knowing
100%,
it's your purpose.
Yeah.
100%,
And Kira,
100%.
that's probably why you landed that
Yeah.
number that you just threw out because you were confident in what and passionate about what you were doing for that client.
Yeah. I was like,
Well, and just
hit
as
that.
a side note, I actually worked with Nikki and Kira came onto the scene for websites. But after meeting Kira, it was like, ooh, I want her in the group. Because of the energy
Yeah.
and the willingness and
Yeah.
the always,
The
wanting to,
passion.
yes, the passion, exactly.
Yeah.
So it does shine through and it does have people gravitate towards you
It
because can
does.
you imagine getting somebody going, well, yeah, I suppose I'll get it done next week. Or sure, but that's not on my list for this week because I've only got these many hours. So I'll get it. Talk about anything but a buzzkill. So, you're both energy is, yeah, I'll get it done. And yeah, so that makes a difference too.
Yeah.
So it's
It does.
finding that right tribe, which is
So
another
one way or
subject,
the
but
other.
yes.
Tell me your moment, Tammy. I'm curious. It's killing me.
I know. Tammy's
Well,
is gonna be good.
this is an odd one because I've done so many different things where it's brought in money. I was like, yay, when he first brought in his first dollar. And I was like, all right, okay, to the next. Yay. All right. So for me, it wasn't so much the dollar, it was like, especially with Wicked, when it came in and I saw the lives it was changing and I
Yeah.
saw what it was doing, it was like melted my, I mean, that's what really drives me.
Yeah.
But the one money moment I will never forget was because I create so many crazy, crazy things, and I know my thought process and what I do is so kind of out of the norm that I never expect anybody else to want it type of thing, as far as not so much imposter, but it's just so, it's just so out of the box. I don't expect people to desire it or, want it. I did find that when I had Wicked Fitness, I had to really fight for my own name. So I'm like, well, okay, well, we landed there. But the other thing was when I sold my first trademark. I'll never forget
Mm.
that when my
Mm.
lawyer called me, he's like, somebody wants to buy your trademark. I'm like, what? They do that? They want to buy my what?
You can do that?
One of my marks that I created? So that for me, and then when he put out a number, I'm like, well, let's add another 5 more grand to that. And then they came back within a second later going, yep. I'm like, oh, hell, did I undervalue that? But that was my first kind of, oh, wow, maybe
That's
I do,
huge.
do have
Yeah.
something like that. So
Huge.
for me, having something that was so out of the norm,
Yeah.
having, and it ended up being, unfortunately, I can't say here, but it ended up being a very, very famous person that purchased that trademark. However, I didn't find out till months later. So,
Oh.
which was very, very cool. So that was my first kind of
That
like,
trademark is now a very popular product.
it is. Anyways, that's another subject. The dollars could have been a little bit bigger, but look past it. It's good. I'm grateful. Uh,
Fantastic thing.
so I'm going to move into the next one. All right, Keira, how did your relationship with money evolve as your life stages changed?
Oh, so I mean, to be honest, I used to be really, really bad at money. I mean, just no responsibility. And my upbringing had a lot to do with that because my mom was one of the moms that probably a little bit like me that, you know what, you want it, you should have it because life's too short, right?
God.
And
Yeah.
so
It was
there
a
was
living
not
week
a
to
lot of,
week.
but there was not a lot of responsibility, right? There's no teaching
Yeah.
in that. And so I was really bad with money. And so when I had my own kids, it was like, oh, I've got all these responsibilities,
Yeah.
all these bills, but I want all this stuff. And so I've really had to get disciplined and okay, we actually have to have a budget.
Budget.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That said, I still want my kids to have all of the things. So
It's budgeted.
it's right. So I've learned that if I want more things, I gotta make more money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so my work ethic has really changed. And I want
Oh,
to
I can't see you not having a strong work ethic. I don't, wait, let
I
me tell you.
probably
I
always
can't see you
have, but
having a strong work ethic. I'm not sure what I just did there. Probably going to be a meme, but that's okay.
but I think that I was a bit of a princess where I didn't want to do anything. It just came to me, you know? It came to me. And
Really? I would
so,
have never.
yeah,
I could
yeah.
see that with Nikki. No, just kidding.
Not me.
And then something
I love
changed.
you, Nikki.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. I can see it with Nikki too. That is really cute. I love it, Nikki.
I
It's a little bit.
swear.
So it did
Diva
kind of change.
princess.
And even in my 20s, I think my work ethic changed because I moved. My parents were in Tennessee. I was in Florida. So, I had to pay my own stuff. But when I had kids, that's when it really shook me up. And I realized, you know what? You want something? Go get it. You have to go and get it. And now I'm in the mood where I'm like, okay, it's time to start investing. It's time to
Yeah.
start really making some money. And
Oh, so you were a big girl. Hold up your
mhm,
big girl panties. Yeah,
that's
yeah. I
it.
get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
So it was time. It was really, I don't want to just say like growing up, but growing up. And it
Yeah.
took me into my 40s to fully realize like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Okay.
important. Yeah.
Very, yeah, I get it. I actually
Yeah.
can really, really relate. How about you, Miss Nikki?
Yeah, I mean, mine's kind of the same, but I mean, I've told y'all before in a previous episode, like of course, I'm an only child and I did get
Princess.
spoiled, but not like I had to
Princess.
earn what I got. And I had to like do chores. I had to, if
What's
I wanted
that?
something like very specific, I had to save up my like birthday money, Christmas money, whatever.
Get
Now
it.
on the flip side, like my aunt would say, "Oh, you got an A on your report card. Here's a $20 bill."
Mm-hmm.
Right, right, right,
But I
right,
would
right.
take that $20 bill, put it in my piggy bank, and when there was something that I wanted, then I would go buy it.
Yeah.
And same thing that I do with my kids, like they're unfortunately their birthdays are September, November, and then you got Christmas. So we have to do things a little bit different with their birthdays their birthday money has and Christmas money spreads through the whole year until we roll back around to birthday and Christmas. So I had
You
to
guys
kind
budget that
of,
in for the year.
yeah, yeah. And same thing with like business. I had to learn how to really budget things. And that's where the rebrand came into play of, okay, now you know exactly how much you're going to have this month
Yeah.
or the next 3 months or the next 6 months or whatever, so that I could plan accordingly, not only for my business, but for my family.
Right.
So that took a little bit of self teaching, learning lessons, whatever it may be.
Right.
But
Right. Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
curious, Nikki, are you seeing that? So where you are now, are you seeing that the more you make, the more you spend? Because one
yeah,
thing I realized is like, for example, $20, where it used to be like, oh my gosh, $20, awesome, right? Now I look at it and I go, that $20 is about to go, like that $20 is already gone. So it's almost like, where one time I would have panicked if there's $300 in the bank. Now it's like you panic if there's $3,000 in the bank,
hmm.
you know?
So I did go through because I think at the beginning of this year was the most money I've ever made since
Yeah,
starting my own business. So I was like, oh, I can sign up for this subscription. I can sign up. Oh, I can afford that. I can sign up for this and I can do that and still pay myself and have savings and this and that and still have a cushion just in case crap hits the fan. And then when that started dwindling, it's like, oh crap. So lesson learned with
yeah,
that. And then I've went back through and taken one of our good friends that we're in a community with, her guidelines, I guess, and she is really good at running her business like off of like bare minimum. So I really like kind of tried to hone that in
yeah,
because it can get
Yeah.
out of hand. But I
It's
think
a hot
that's with
minute. It's
anybody
a
that
hot minute
like,
to adjust.
oh, I started making money. I can, dish this out, dish that out, and do this and do that. So yeah, been
It's
there,
yeah,
a hot,
done that.
yeah,
definitely a hot minute to get used to that. I was a little bit of both of yours. So I grew up uh, very little finances. So for me, it was mindset.
yeah,
Me, it was I who exactly do I think I am that I can make this kind of I don't know. I was really battled there. And I still
Yeah.
have to touch base on it. It was the abundance mindset that I kind of put myself in. And there were several moments as a self-employed, you do struggle a lot. I mean, it's just became part of who I was. You struggle
Mm-hmm.
an awful lot. And sometimes
mhm,
you have money and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you pay
Mm-hmm.
everybody and you don't get paid. So I've been through all the valleys, all the peaks, all the highs and lows, and I still revisit those valleys.
yeah,
Now my mindset is different. It's not, should I be? Could I be? It's, I certainly deserve, and it certainly will happen. But that really took a lot on my part as far as working, reading books. I mean, there's a lot of work into anything you want to do with mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
that mindset will propel you or it will put you back. So you have your choice. So I spend a lot of time making sure that I get my mind set the correct way, as I just
yeah,
mentioned, for the day. But it took me many, many, many years to get out of the mindset of, I don't know if I'll ever have XYZ, and I don't know
yeah,
why I should and how I can be there. And my family wasn't that. So it was just kind of resetting that mindset. And
yeah. Mindset is everything.
really is. So that was my big
Yeah.
changing game.
Well, I think too, like for me, mindset came into play too because it was like, oh, I can't have it all. Like there was the struggle of now what do I do? I've had it so easy. I didn't want to face the hard things.
Yeah.
And so accepting the hard things.
And the hard things are hard.
And the
Really.
hard things are so worth it. They're hard and worth it.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean
They are. They definitely are.
that's the one thing I can say, at least at this point, being the oldest chick in the game here, um, that my experience and knowledge has definitely come into play for a lot of different things. And
Yeah.
even, even this morning I got a little bit of a shake and I'm like, hold up, this is nothing compared to what you dealt with. So It's now being able to deal with really big things because along the way I had those things that I had to handle. So, at this point, I'm actually grateful for all the things that happened,
Yeah.
bad or ugly, because it certainly gave me the strength, the mindset, and the ability to kind of know, okay, you'll be fine. This is nothing compared to what you've been through.
Yeah. Actually, I love that you said that, Tammy, because in my morning devotional this morning, it said, we always are grateful when things are easy, but we forget to be when things are hard. And so it is so important to go, you know what? Thank you for teaching me that lesson,
Exactly.
you
It,
know?
it's like praying to God for those who people pray
Yeah.
in only emergencies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Okay, I need you now.
what about
Now's
the
a
good
good time.
times?
Can you
What
help
about the
me
good?
now? What happened about the rest of the 364 days out of the
Exactly.
year? Oh, I tell you.
Exactly.
That's how I've kind of started looking at things anyway this year. I think that's one of the biggest things is you have to look at things as like okay, maybe this is a sign that this is not what it's supposed to be.
That's right. Yeah.
Or for instance, like if you have potential clients that come your way and something falls through the cracks, or they just ghost you, or they forget to sign the contract, or it just something goes wrong, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna follow up,
And kind of move on. Yep.
and
That you do.
whatever the answer is, we're gonna move on from it.
Fine.
We're
Yeah.
gonna roll on because
That's
somewhere, somehow, God is saying, this isn't for you. Same thing with money. Like
the same thing.
sometimes the money's not worth what you're having to do
Yeah.
to,
And when you stop chasing that dollar
yeah.
Yes.
and you
That's the
make it
problem
about
when you
your
chase it.
passion,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
Stop chasing the dollar.
Such a big difference. I have so many coaches, and I had a conversation probably a month ago, with somebody I, mentor, and she was saying, well, I took this client and I'm not really sure. I have a bad feeling, but it'll be fine. Like, I'm like,
You have a bad
really?
feeling?
That should go.
I said, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I said, chances are that's not gonna work out. So
That's right.
I said, I hate to be a bummer. Keep your eyes and ears open, pay attention. And sure enough, our next conversations went horribly wrong. And then you know what happens? We all been there. Then it's the social media negative influence. Then this was terrible. And I don't, if you see the signs, adhere to the
Just
signs.
stop. Yep.
Adhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Agreed.
ladies, this has been wonderful. It is
It has been.
coming up on a half an hour. I had another question, but we've talked too much. So we'll for another
We tend to
time.
do
Not
that.
us. Not us.
So we
Maybe we should
will.
continue this money conversation next week.
Well,
Shake
how
it
about
up.
that? I'll pass up. How about I get that question and a couple more? We'll do it again.
I like it. Let's do
All
it.
right. All right. So part 2 next week.
That's right.
Ladies,
you
it was wonderful to see you. It's
You
always so much
too.
fun. That's why we decided to do this crazy podcast, just because it's so much fun. For
I
us,
love
it
it.
doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks, but I'm having fun. So
That's right. That's all that matters.
all that matters. So, Nikki, would you like to go ahead and let the people know where they can find us and what we have available for them?
So go ahead and head over to our Instagram account. It's Women Talk Fierce, and follow us on our journeys there. And you can also stay up to date on what episodes are being released the day before and the day of. And you can also work with us through our new network. It's Women Talk Fierce Network. And you can find us the information at womentalkfiercenetwork.com. And we have
WomenTalkFierce.com.
Amazing.
edit that out, Keira.
Hey, Nikki, I'm just curious
We like the
do you
bloopers.
have that? Do you have a download of that minimum money thing that we could offer people if they drop a dollar symbol into the chat and Instagram?
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you see this and you drop a emoji of a dollar sign, we'll send you the PDF that Nikki was
You
talking
can do that
about.
on Instagram, or you can do that on Spotify as well.
Yeah. YouTube.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we'll send you, well, Nikki will. We'll have Nikki send the PDF for the minimal mindset for money. All
Yes.
right, ladies, this has been great fun. Looks like everybody listened, so
Fantastic.
it's not a true crime podcast today, but we'll get there. So
I don't know. I might be a true
Haven't
crime
robbed the bank
podcast by
yet.
the end of this week with my sleep deprived self.
we'll keep you posted.
Yeah,
Bye.
we'll see.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.